Thank you all. Welcome to Angel Update for June 18th, 2022. And my goodness, welcome. Lovely to feel you all here. There's a really nice sense of community today. I can, even though we don't have the videos on you right now, I can feel you there. So thank you for being with me live. And hello to those who are joining later in the recording. Great. I'm glad the audio is better. Good. So at any time, feel free to type questions for the angels in the chat. Usually they'll start off here with some kind of main theme. And before I forget about logistical stuff, I also put a note in the chat that there's a sale on my website starting now through the solstice, which is this Tuesday, June 21st. So the next 3.5 days or so, there's a 50% off sale on everything on my website. So that's all of the angel play shops and the angel conversations, the meditations, the angel tools, and the ebooks. I think that's all the categories in the site. So for those of you who are used to listen to the angel conversations and these angel updates, they tend to be more informational, sometimes not, but mostly informational. In the play shops is where the angels really get into leading us through meditations or processes for how to really adjust to New Earth. So I found that very cutting edge and kind of amazing to witness this year. So I definitely encourage you, if you haven't tried one of those yet, the sale is a good time to dip your toes in the water, see if you like them. And then you'd still have 3.5 days, so if you like one, you can get more. Okay. So I'm going to still be here. I might chime in occasionally with instances from my life, but we'll let Angels Ariel and Raphael come in now with whatever they feel is important for us to know today now. This is Raphael, Angel Raphael. It's an important moment to have heart, right? Here's two very, very good human expressions: have heart and have courage. Courage also means heart. It comes from other languages. Translated into English, it means basically the same thing. So we want you to have heart. Many, many times we speak about the heart's wish, but in this moment we want you to reside a little more in the heart than the mind. There are things going on in the energetics, very, very deep, intense clearing right now for another few weeks, a few months for some of you, but collectively we'd say another few weeks. And that's good news, right? Wonderful when the professional cleaning team comes to your house and you thought you were going to have to do it all yourself, but there's all this help. But also maybe you thought it was going to be a quiet day and the vacuum's going and there's dust in the air. And you're tripping over piles of things that are moved to deep clean under the carpets. So it can feel a little discombobulating or frustrating when there's so much cleaning going on and you just want to go on with life as normal. Well, there really is no more life as normal. That's the good news. We have passed the turning point for humanity where that is the case. So the light has won is one way you might say this, or we're fully in the new age. We've said this before. But in terms of your experiential living, things start to look very, very different very quickly now. So there's been a long, for some of you, feels very long integration process since 2017. Where there's a little bit here, a little bit there, a taste of the new energies, but then it's a little frustrating if you're back to the slow way, but also it's a little more comfortable that way. So there's been this very measured pace moving forward into these brand new energies for humanity, brand new energies for Earth, brand new energies. So this last wave of clearing is really about what is holding you back For many of you, there's been a script running loud, loud in your head in the last month of what you can't have, what you have not accomplished, what has fallen down for you, how you have failed or how life has failed you. So notice this isn't in the heart, it's in the mind. The mind is doing this review to say, can't have that, still don't have that. Oh, I'm such a disappointment in that, right? There's all of this ways of interpreting. Can't have, didn't have, won't work. So what you're looking at is the field of limitation and how it has expressed itself in your life so far is in no ways an indication of how it is going to express itself in your life moving forward, or how it is expressed right now. But because this is what's being cleared, it's very loud in your field, in the mental field particularly. So if you can have heart, come back down into the heart and rest there. This isn't going to trouble you so much. The cleaning's still going on. That's a lot of grace, and this clearing, we would suggest you probably don't want that to stop. We don't want that for you. We'd like it to continue, for you to feel cleared out of this limitation, so that you can hop, skip, hopscotch, have fun, stomp in puddles in the new earth. Things don't have to be so serious, but they also don't have to feel so constrained, so limited. So what's being highlighted right now are all those areas in life where you feel like there was a limitation on you, or that life itself has a limitation, that you're never allowed to have this thing. So that's been burning bright in the last month or less for each of you in different ways. So for some of you, particularly if you're sensitive and pay attention to your ways of thinking, it's felt almost unbearable in some of these days because it feels like truth. It feels like this is the only truth, this view, stark view of the field of limitation. But we are moving, dears. Humanity is moving into the unlimited in unprecedented ways. And so anything that's going to be a drag on the unlimited is showing up so that you can clear it. You don't have to physically get in there, roll up your sleeves and pull it out. If you want to stay in the mental plane, then just watch it, please. Just notice, oh, right, this has been a big theme in my life. Maybe journal about it if it feels too intolerable to do nothing. But generally we'd say, just notice. If you're going to be in the mental state, just notice it's passing through. And in the heart space, tune in once in a while. What does it feel like in there? It might surprise you how much the heart and the mind are not playing the same tune right now. Not that they're discordant or in battle, but based on the volume, the velocity in your mind that's saying can't have, here's the limit in you, here's the limit in the world, you might think your heart would feel oppressed, ashamed, bereaved. But tune in and see, how does the heart really feel? Perhaps your heart is giving the experience of less and less, or lighter and lighter, fewer walls between you and your wishes. So it becomes, again, quite a magical life. From here on, it's very, very difficult to access the old ways of striving and doing that take so long, that are so hard and so limited. You've come out of limitation. Now, how much you want to believe in, live in this new unlimited is up to you. So there's where, if you haven't done the work on or the play around dropping some of these old belief systems, it's time to have those tools at your disposal. So that if something comes up, you can just notice it for what it is. Oh, that's right. I believe this because it happened 21 times to me in this life. And that's a logical reason to believe it. However, if it's unlimited now, what would I like to try instead? It becomes very, very magical, this life. And that's up to you. But you're no longer limited. There's no longer blocks here. But that said, this next month can still feel that discomfort in the mental space of noticing limitation, where limitation has played out in this life story. And for some of you, in other life stories, if there's a connection there, if there's a link. But if you can drop into the heart, have a courage, be in the space of the heart, and notice how you feel. That is shifting. The field of unlimited to the heart. It's a much more welcoming place. A much more joyful place. And sometimes a cavernous space, a space that feels like, wow, it's so big in here. So there may still be some adjustments, but they are ones of innocence, of encountering new earth, right? Good. This is Raphael, so we'll pause if there are questions. It's a good time to type those in, and if not, we have another topic for you. Okay, not seeing any questions yet. There's a little bit of a delay with the live broadcast, so we're pausing to see if those are going to come through. But we'll have another chance for questions. This is Raphael, Angel Raphael. Yes, beautiful. So there's 3 steps to this. One is the clearing. You're going to notice that most at the mental level. The second is dropping your awareness into the heart. This is not about doing anything in this moment. It's just shifting the awareness to help yourself with the discomfort of the intensity around can't have and limitation. And we'll do a little drop in with you at the end of this call around that. And the third part is, now that you're comfortable in the heart, emanating out and noticing the difference when you emanate out your wishes from here, when you come out of the field of limitation, how different that feels. So we've been in transition now, right, since 2017. So for some of you this is natural already, but even then it's going to start to feel boldly powerful. What emanates from your heart center, what emanates from what I want or what I am. So here, if you don't phrase it as a wish, but it's a belief system, I am, this is where you're going to see your thoughts reflected so quickly to you. I am impoverished, and then oops. So if you catch yourself with an I am, or a belief system that reflects back to you and you don't like it, wait, I am unlimited, or choose something else. Very quickly you can write that wrong, or you can put the train on a different track. So you are going to start to see your thoughts become manifest. However, you can change it that quickly as well, so don't be afraid of thinking. You just come into the habit. The more you're in the heart and the more you're in the habit of focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want. In other words, exploring the unlimited, the waves out from the heart, the easier and more fun it becomes to be alive in this experiment called New Humanity on New Earth. So it's up to you to play and fine-tune from here. Question from Joanne: if limitation have caused physical issues, will they leave also? This is Raphael. Yes, undeniably, yes. This does take you believing, so it might come in degrees. If your health challenges or physical challenges are very large, even in mainstream news today, there's something about someone coming out of paralysis, so I think things can happen even to the skeptics. But if your physical limitations are quite large or long standing, we suggest perhaps wishing in increments so that you can believe it. For you, you might just need one leap. That's fine. It's not that it needs to take time. But if it's easier for you to believe, okay, it's going to be 10% better tomorrow, or this part of the physical limitation is going to fall away this month, then as you see those layers shift, it'll be easier for you to make the bold wishes, right? To see the progress along the way. That's up to you, how fast or how slow. But we had spoken in this past year that we really are coming into a time where if you choose, you can fly, you can walk through walls, you can do any of these limited, impossible things, right? When you come into the unlimited. So physical challenges are not an issue here. The whole physical body has been receiving quite an upgrade, or at least a shake-up, in order to dance in the unlimited and the more available dimensions here. So the body is already quite new, quite different than what it was last year. And then there's the habit. The body can, like when you have scar tissue, and the body can continue to reform in that scar, or it can heal. It's more rare that you give it the clue, it's okay to heal, I don't have to have a scar here. Because scars you tend to believe in, right? So if there's something that a doctor's told you that you believe in very strongly, you might have to work with your belief systems a little bit. But on the physical plane, it's absolutely possible. The whole species is going through, humanity is going through tremendous change in order to operate in multiple dimensions simultaneously. So a little bit of a illness or a spinal correction, no problem. You can have that. If any of those things, whether they're financial or physical, feel too large, too impossible, then start with something else. Start observing some other area of your life that feels like, okay, well, that would be a surprise, but maybe possible. Start there, and so that you can start showing yourself how what you emanate from the heart is what exists for you in your world. This is Raphael. So let's spend a few moments here together in the heart space. If you'd like to close your eyes, you're welcome to. Paying attention to the energetic electromagnetic field around the organ of the physical heart in that same area of the body, the physical space. There's an electromagnetic field we call the heart. So you're just going to visit there by focusing your intention, bringing your energetic awareness to that space of you, and see what you find there. This is a place of feeling and knowing both. It doesn't always have many words with it. It's a much more spacious place, much more cavernous than the mind. There's a lot of room here for your unlimited potential, your unlimited I am. So drop in here now, deeper into the heart of this, the heart of you, the heart of the space. This is where you find courage when the mind is telling you all about the limitation. You find it right here in your heart. We have been used to, on many of these adventures together, emanating something from the heart, visiting the void through the heart. But for today, we're just going to rest here in the heart and notice how different it feels than the experience of the mind. In many ways, this is the experience of New Earth, and the experience of the mind is the experience of the earth you've just come from. So rest here for a few moments in the unlimited, cavernous space of the heart. This is the storm cellar you can run to if things feel a little too intense up in the mind. Come visit here and shelter in your own heart. This is where it's safe from harm. You can let that field of limitation be blown away, cleared away, and meanwhile reside in your heart if it becomes a little too much to experience that day to day. Be with the heart. And gently begin to bring yourself, heart first, back into the room where you're standing or sitting. And let your heart's experience inform your view of the world. Beautiful. As you come out, if you have questions about any of these topics today, or if you have questions of a more global nature, not so much about your personal life, we'll do that in a one-on-one reading, but things that could benefit the group that are listening here, go ahead and type that in the chat if you want. And maybe you're so powerful and still in this gorgeous place of the heart that there are no questions, and that's great too. I feel very different. Justine is asking, could the angels talk more about how we take steps to meet with our galactic friends? Yes, this is Raphael. Time is coming for that collaboration. We'd say be a little specific here in your heart place when you think about galactic friends. Is it that you're curious just to see one? Maybe that's enough for you. Is it that you want to hear a message or wisdom? Is it that you want to collaborate with a group of galactic beings around pollution in your neighborhood or something tangible like that could help Earth? There are so many ways that galactic friends are ready to assist and be with, live alongside humanity. They are like the shy new student in class right now. They don't want to be bullied or picked on, right? So they're waiting, they're a little shy here. These are powerful beings. At the same time, humanity has a little bit of a history of being a bit overreactive. So they're a little shy to show themselves. So when you're thinking about this, come now into some specifics. Is it about seeing them? Because they could reveal themselves to you, and maybe that's enough for the first phase. Is it about really working side by side on some projects for the Earth or humanity? You can choose anything, but some specifics would help here because the galactic beings are ready. It's a little bit like when you take those online polls and they're asking, well, what do you want? Just to know that we're here? Do you want to, sit down and share stories of our lives? Do you want to live together here side by side on Earth? They're waiting to see what is it humanity might want here. So there's no particular place you need to go when you're thinking about interacting with galactic beings. Yes, they have places and dwellings as you do. At the same time, their telepathic connections are quite strong. So if you put that wish out to yourself in your heart space, or ask your angels and guides, they'll have a way of getting you in the right streets, the right neighborhood for that to happen. So you don't have to worry about location so much. We suggest you not take long trips by plane just to find a specific location of the galactic beings, because they have ships, right? They can travel to you. A little easier for them, so let them perhaps be the mobile ones in this. Rebecca's asking, is it necessary to pay attention to what is going on in the outer at all besides to navigate life? In this instance, this is Raphael, we'd say it's a good moment to turn the volume down a bit. So it's not that you want to turn it off. Having a monitor on your life is good, and in a way it helps with the gratitude later, because monitoring what's going through the mind now just helps you to understand what's leaving, what really was limiting you in this life. It's a little bit like a life review, so you can get some of that out of the way. Those of you who are ambitious and don't want so many projects to do after the end of this life, you can do some of the life review now. But turn it down to a low volume, because it's going to repeat. It's already repeating. It's singing songs over and over. So just make sure you hear the song once, and then if it's repeating, you can dull it out a bit. It's good to have a little bit of a sense what it is, because it also gives you a clue to focusing where you might want to practice your first areas of unlimited. Maybe those very areas of life that have felt so stalled or stuck, or where the walls or barriers appeared to have been, or were. Perhaps there were walls or barriers there. So just use it for that, maybe keeping a little list in your mind of, that's right, yeah, I never had that thing. I've been wanting that for a long time. Yeah, that feels difficult. That feels too hard. That feels unfair, whatever it is there, in the field of limitation. Good to pay a little attention, but not too much. Just come back to the heart when you need a rest. But don't expect, perhaps, in this next month that it's so much about forward movement either, because in times of great clearing, it's difficult to do both at sometimes, to leap forward in life and to feel the clearing. So it's one of those moments where the focus is more on clearing. Judy's asking, is a wish from the heart more powerful if associated with a feeling? Not yes, this is Raphael. If you know how to tune into your heart, if you don't know, you can hold your hand here in the center of the chest or practice just tuning into this part of the physical self. The heart's very powerful. Like a queen on the throne, she's not always, emoting and crying and giving tantrums about what she wants, just with great authority, she says, and sometimes in a very quiet voice, I would like my lunch. And it comes, right? There's no question, it comes. She's very commanding. She can be very sweet and compassionate, and emotions do run through this power center as well. But it's not the same thing as a wish. It doesn't have to have a feeling with it. Sometimes the feeling can be a pushback against the field of limitation, right? So sometimes you overcompensate there and get a little tangled in your old belief system. So certainly if there's not a layer of feeling already, you don't have to add one. If there is feeling, it's all right. You can acknowledge that. Mostly the heart is a space of openness and a space of joy. Those are the natural qualities within the heart. Other emotions are more like movements of energy, like currents of water passing through. They don't reside in the heart, typically. From Justine, going back to the physical issues, can a mother wish a physical change for her child? A beautiful question. Yes, this is Raphael. Let's broaden this to, can you make wishes on behalf of anyone? Your spouse who's in a coma, or a child who seems not to have yet the mental faculty to wish on their own? Or the heart practice? And right now, let's say the mental faculty. Someone you hear about in the news or through a friend. Understand the sovereignty of each life, that each being has their own heart space in which to emanate what they want. What you can wish for is, for example, if my child wishes for this physical limitation to be gone, I ask for him or her to recognize that that's possible now. I ask for my husband to understand that he has a choice in consciousness now, and that he can make a change in his life. So the best, most targeted wish that will apply to most situations, because you really can't go in and meddle with other people's lives, even children, spouses. The best, most direct wish is to ask that they become aware that they have a choice. Then they can make their own choice, right? For the angelic, you'll get different answers on this from different types of beings. For the angelic, free will is of utmost importance. So we never want you to be imposing your will, if you're a very powerful being, on someone else's. But to ask lightly, let them see that they have a choice, that they can emanate something different. That can open up miracles for them, absolutely. Absolutely. And you can state what you want. So, I want my child to be healthy. I want my husband to come out of a coma. You can state that. But you can also be real with your angels and say, I know that this is not my wish to make, but that's what I want. So you intercede however you can with that person's angels to shift something, if shift can occur. So you can make prayers around that, but just understand that it really is, your heart space is about your life. It can quickly get complicated if you believe that you're responsible for other beings. You can get into trouble that way quite quickly. It's hard not to feel that way when it's your own family, but that's why it's good to start there, practicing this distinction. This is this soul's life. What's the best way that I can amplify or make room for them to have free will choices? Then the grace can flood in. And knowing the soul, whatever age or whatever current physical or mental capacity, is a sovereign soul, helps you to amplify for them their own truth about how powerful they are. So it can help to shift their focus as well about how much power they have over their own lives. And if you have children or spouses who are open enough and cognizant enough to do this with you, you can ask them to come into the space of their own heart and to wish for what they really want. And just being careful not to put your own words there. Let them choose the words for what they really want. In the innocence of children, they know how to get more directly to miracles. So let them choose the words. Beautiful. Okay, I don't think there's any more questions, and I'm getting the cue from the angels to wrap up. So since it's their show, that's what we'll do. I was so delighted to be able to share with you today, and thank you for all your questions and your presence, and so much love to you. And I'll be joining you here in this beautiful openness of the heart, taking refuge, taking courage in these times of clearing. Thank you for being present today so I could hear that message as well. So much love.